Case Digest on FBI versus Fikre. Doctrine established in the case. A lawsuit alleging that the government illegally placed a person on the no-fly list did not become moot when the government removed him from the list. Facts of the case. Jonas Fikre, a U.S. citizen of Eritrean descent, was placed on the FBI's no-fly list while traveling to Sudan. FBI agents questioned him about his ties to a mosque in Portland, Oregon, and informed him he was a flight risk. Fikre was offered removal from the list in exchange for becoming an FBI informant, an offer he declined. Fikre filed a lawsuit against the FBI, claiming violation of his Fifth Amendment right to due process. While the lawsuit was pending, the FBI removed him from the no-fly list. A federal district court in Oregon dismissed Fikre's case as moot, given that he had been removed from the no-fly list. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit reinstated the lawsuit, stating that under the voluntary cessation doctrine, it was not absolutely clear that Fikre would not be placed back on the list for the same reasons. Issue of the case. Whether the respondent's claims challenging his placement on the no-fly list are moot, given that he was removed from the no-fly list in 2016 and will not be placed on the no-fly list in the future? Ruling of the case. The Supreme Court ruled that the government did not successfully prove that Mr. Fikre's removal from the no-fly list rendered his case moot. The reason was that the government's declaration did not clarify the reasons behind Fikre's initial placement on the no-fly list and failed to ensure that he wouldn't be added back to the list for engaging in the same or similar behavior in the future. Courts must consider cases properly within their jurisdiction, but must dismiss them if they become moot. However, a case is only moot due to a defendant's voluntary cessation of the contested behavior if the defendant can demonstrate that the behavior is unlikely to recur. This burden applies equally to both government and private parties. In this instance, the government's statement that Fikre would not be relisted based on currently available information did not guarantee he wouldn't be relisted if he engaged in conduct similar to what may have initially led to his inclusion on the no-fly list. What matters is not whether a defendant repudiates past actions, but what it can prove about its future conduct. Impact to the legal system. This case clarifies the voluntary cessation doctrine in determining mootness. A case is not considered moot just because a defendant stops the challenged behavior. The defendant must also prove that the conduct is unlikely to happen again. This burden of proof applies to both government and private entities. In situations like the no-fly list, the government can't just claim that someone won't be relisted. It must show concrete evidence that the behavior leading to the listing won't recur. This ensures that courts can continue to protect individuals' rights even when the government claims voluntary cessation. Learning law is easier with Audio Law Reader. Download now and follow us for more case digests like this.